I'm 15 years old. I go to Georgia Ranch High School. I play soccer. I played the piano since I was in 2nd grade. I love cooking desserts, brownies, cake, pancakes. I like math and social studies, not as much English. It's not my favorite.
Gabi is the most goofy, silly, stubborn, but completely kind-hearted person. You see in the news all the time, all things bad in the world, and then I come home and I see my sister and she's just all that is good and that I love so much, and she's my best friend. I just love her so much.
Everything hurt to do, going down the stairs, just walking, everything hurt. And my pain was to the point where I'd get claustrophobic in a room just from how bad the pain was.
We went to her pediatrician and he decided that it was most prudent to order a chest x-ray. And when he got the results back, he could see that there was fluid on her lungs. So he sent us to Texas Children's to a pulmonologist. And she took one look at it and knew that there was more that needed to be done. And then I heard the words that you never think you're going to hear. She has cancer. The rest is honestly kind of a blur because it was so overwhelming.
I don't remember much. I just remember telling me I had a tumor, but I wasn't familiar at the time what a tumor was. So at first I was just confused and surprised. I didn't really have many emotions yet.
I don't think anyone could prepare us for the true ramifications of the surgery. She had about the size of a football that came out of her body. They resected 5 ribs, which is an enormous amount, out of her body, a slice of her diaphragm, and they built a special plate for her because they knew she wanted to return to soccer. It was more of an ultimatum, not a can I. And so they built a special plate out of mesh and acrylic to cover her organs, and they took her latissimus dorsi muscle and wrapped it around to cover her organs. That was going to give her the most pliability as she grew.
It was difficult at times, but I always tried to stay positive, and every day I would just think, oh, in a few weeks I won't have the pain I'm in now.
By the 2nd round of chemotherapy, her fingers were swollen and the pain was substantial. They felt like they were on fire, and it was from one of the chemotherapy agents. And so we actually had to stop. It delayed her treatment by almost a month's worth of time because we had to let her hands heal. The first layer of her epidermis completely peeled off. So it was pretty devastating. Her processing time is a little different at school. There are some subjects that become a little bit more difficult, writing essays a little more difficult. She needs a little more time to allow her to complete her schoolwork.
English.
She definitely doesn't have as much energy as she used to. She has little post-it notes in her room on her mirror and things like that to remind her to do things like put a retainer in, and she didn't have to do that before. So I think cancer has definitely had a major effect on our lives.
The side effects are so debilitating and substantial that even after they're done with treatment, they're life-lasting and maybe more detrimental than the cancer themselves.
My family was always there for me. They saw me at my lowest of lows, the low points of my treatment, and they were always supportive and always there for me if I was in the hospital or at home. And my friends were always very supportive too. They came to my house even though they knew that we wouldn't be doing much. We would just be watching TV, sitting on the couch, not doing anything amazing or fun, but they're always there to help me through even during the hardest times.
So early on in treatment, there was an article that was published in the Houston Business Journal that talked about Solarius Pharmaceuticals, and they had something promising for Ewing sarcoma. So we got in contact with the company at that point in time, trying to make sure that we were being prudent in seeing every angle for a cure that was out there. So we've maintained a relationship with keeping in touch with how their product is coming along and when it could come to trial, and the possibilities of it being something that could offer health to Gabi.
As CEO of Solarius, I'm contacted frequently by parents who are searching for new medicines for their children who are suffering from Ewing sarcoma. These kids have already suffered through not only the cancer, but courses of chemotherapy, radiation, and sometimes devastating surgeries. There's a tremendous unmet need out there and just a desire for new, less toxic treatments. I'm just excited that we're able to offer these parents and their children the possibility of a new medicine that's going to be less toxic and really make a difference in their lives.
Solarius is coming up with treatments for cancer patients that need them most. Our first target indication is Ewing sarcoma. It's a very hard to treat pediatric bone cancer. What happens in Ewing sarcoma is what's known as a fusion protein. It's a very disordered protein. There's no good place to target it. So the next best thing is to inhibit the proteins that it interacts with. And that's what our LSD1 inhibitor does. And what Solarius has shown in preclinical models is that we've been able to completely cure these animals from Ewing sarcoma, where our technology causes complete tumor regression and we see no return of the tumor. Because we're such a comprehensive inhibitor of LSD1, and because LSD1 is implicated in a wide variety of cancers, we've actually shown efficacy across different types of cancers, such as breast, prostate, and ovarian cancers.
We're fortunate to be the recipient of a Cancer Prevention Research Institute of Texas award of $18.7 million. This is 2-for-1 matching funds over 3 years that help us advance these programs. In addition to that, the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation out of Tampa, Florida, is significantly contributing to the implementation and payment of our Ewing sarcoma study for the treatment of a rare pediatric cancer. And then finally, the University of Utah is using our drug in a clinical trial to research and develop our medicine for the treatment of late-stage breast and late-stage ovarian cancer. All of those sites are working together to bring patients in and advance this medicine as quickly as possible. I joined Solarius for the simple reason that this was an exciting opportunity to get involved with biotech and ultimately make a huge difference in the lives of patients. And we're talking about patients who are in most need of new, novel, less toxic treatments. It's a great thing to wake up to every morning, to go out and change the face of cancer treatment.
Every day, there's a little reminder that things are different. It could be a headache. It could be dry eyes. It could be a dull pain across the back. It could be a drop in hemoglobin. It could be she's just really never hungry anymore. She eats because she knows she needs to. So this possible cure that it's bringing doesn't have the toxic side effects that everything else does. It just targets the cancer cells versus the healthy cells. That's a game changer. That's a game changer in treatment.
So disheartening sometimes when you look at the facts for pediatric cancer, because so little help has been put towards it compared to other ones. I mean, 4% of funding is not enough, and I admire those people that recognize that and really truly make a difference for it.
You take the blessings that every day offers, the wonderful people that fall into your path, and you stay positive. You look for hope, and you never lose faith.
For my Make-A-Wish, we went to Waikiki in Hawaii, and we got to swim with dolphins, parasail, paddleboard. That was all really fun. And one day I dream of traveling and going other places such as Australia, Europe. I love traveling. In the end, I've realized that cancer has been a difficult time, but it also has turned into a learning experience, and I wouldn't be who I am today without going through that. I think I've changed as a person. I've become better, and the experiences that I've had because of it are life-changing, and even in the hard times, to be thankful for what you do have rather than what you don't have.
Gabi Gray was diagnosed with a rare pediatric cancer, Ewing sarcoma.
And we thank you all for your hard work that will help fund projects that will lead to more discoveries to cure pediatric cancer. Thanks for helping us turn lemons into lemonade. In conclusion, everyone can help find cures for pediatric cancer and to make kids better. Thanks for helping us turn lemons into lemonade.
All right. Practice. That's not practice. I don't think she needs any practice. 60.